Yep, we are live.
I can't see.
Sorry.
Yep. What up, guys? Hello, world.
I promise we're professionals. I'm just turning my volume down.
No, we're not.
We are not.
What's up, guys? I know that we are a little bit late.
My
It's
bad.
been a crazy week. There was a kitty emergency. But welcome to Discount Gaming. It probably won't be our normal hour and a half show. We're probably only going to do about an hour tonight. It's been a long week. But we wanted to at least do a show so we can keep in touch with you guys. So without further ado, I'm Iron Business 01.
Mortimer Smith.
A collie.
Chaotic Bash.
I think that's the first time you've ever done an intro where you're actually smiling. You're like,
Look, she's posing with a kitten. A dumb kitten, but a kitten.
yeah,
Just pass the fuck out.
He's had a long day.
he had something shoved in his butt.
Well, maybe he won't eat Q-tips.
Unless he liked it.
That's true. Nothing wrong with that. Actually, we prefer that. That way I don't have more kittens running around. I can't afford that. We gotta go through a bag of cat litter every 4 days. I can't afford 2 more cats or 4 more cats on top of that.
I'm not even going to start this.
So how was your guys' week?
It's been long.
Yeah,
It's been a week.
working on the car, working outside, and then just overall everything else. It's been crazy.
It's been...
What about you?
I don't know. I got sick, which is why I wasn't here on Tuesday. I got like the stomach virus or something.
Oh.
I don't know. It was something I ate.
You get that
I flushed
Rona.
it out. Whatever it was. It was nasty. But yeah.
Can you grab the ashtray? Please.
What?
On the desk.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just been one of those, like, Tuesday we weren't feeling anything. Like, it was just...
Well, that was one of the days I'd been working outside all day.
Yeah.
And that sun just kicked my ass.
That was one of the days I woke up and I was like,
Yeah, it was...
You wake up during that kind of day and you're laying in bed, it's like, you know what? This is a fucking kind of day. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Tuesday was more of one of the days where I had a lot of trouble sleeping. Late Monday night, early Tuesday. And I only slept for 3 hours, woke up with a migraine from hell.
I've been knocking out
That's
early
right.
this week.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was just maybe just my body just finally like calming down, you know. But I've been knocking out like at 10 o'clock and then.
Oh
waking
wow,
up
like really early.
Like at 12, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Tuesday, I mean, I woke up with a migraine from hell. I came out here, I took some meds, I took a shower. I turned on some Avatar and laid down. I binge watched the whole Avatar series, so...
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was asleep.
You didn't watch any Avatar?
No, I finished the season with them, like all of it with them, but Tuesday I was passed out. I didn't wake up till like, what, 2?
Hopefully they add the Legend of Korra on there.
I'm waiting.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, well,
See-
they've had it on there before, so I don't see why they wouldn't.
I watched
Yeah.
Avatar The Last Airbender before, but I had never seen Korra.
No.
I am
of course.
excited for
So
Korra.
Yeah,
good.
I had never seen it up until this.
It's so
up
good.
until recently.
It really is.
But
Yeah.
I totally forgot like how good I forgot how good Avatar is.
Yeah.
And at first it's one of those series where, you know, it starts off as you have to kind of be a kid to understand some of the shit
Yeah.
going on. But you can tell as they were releasing the seasons, they were moving with the audience up on their age
Yeah.
because it starts getting darker and darker and more serious, but still
Yeah.
comedy thrown in there.
Oh yeah.
With Legend of Korra, the only thing I can say that's probably like bad about it compared to Avatar, the Last Airbender, is the way that they transitioned to like the spirit world. Like it was a little less like the spirits meant a little less in Legend of Korra than in.
But my favorite thing about it is I love how you get to see the characters from Avatar, but now you get to see them as an adult. And
most of them.
Yeah, but like you get to see like their place in society. Like
Well,
that was
obviously,
one of my
Aang
favorite
isn't.
things.
alive in
No.
Korra because
Well,
You can't.
yeah, but you do see adult Aang.
well, obviously because he's a spirit.
No, like you see, like they're
Like
they're-
what
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah,
For
you see flashes of him when he's still
I guess,
alive,
society, you know?
and then what's her name? Fang or whatever, the blind one,
Toph.
Toph.
Toph. You see her; she's like the chief of police or something like that.
And then like the way that that all the bending like takes its own shape, like it expands to like
How
lava
they-
bending,
Yeah.
metal bending, fucking.
Like
It's crazy.
they transition so much from the Last Airbender to Ikora. It's like you see them progress from being so little to being able to master all
Oh, yeah.
these different elements, including like the metal, and then there's so many new ones that they
introduced.
yeah, and it's just like oh.
Well, I knew metal bending was going to be a big thing because Toph mastered that shit.
Yeah.
Just like in 20 minutes of being in a damn cell, she's
Yeah.
like,
but
No.
that's the cool thing though is in the Legend of Korra, like they actually recognize her as being like the founding member of metal bending.
Like she's the main.
I
and
said the
then-
screen moved. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Huh? And then there's they put the English version of Parasite on Netflix.
Ooh.
Yeah. I watched the first episode last night.
How is it?
I forgot how fucked up it was.
I didn't even know they made an English version of it. I watched it all in.
Like I've seen it in Japanese, but I've never. I didn't even know that they were doing an English
it's different
version.
in English.
Really?
Yeah, it skips a chunk of the first part,
Really?
and I don't understand it. But it flashes back to the first part.
What is
halfway
it
through.
about?
So there's these little parasitic aliens that land on Earth, and they're real tiny, like that big.
They're like
And they basically take over a person's body, and they transform into some mutant
Yeah.
creature. And
Like taking the shape of the person.
Yeah.
They,
and their job is to kill and eat humanity.
oh my
Well,
But it's considered like one of the best shows on
Yeah.
Netflix.
God. Yeah.
it was considered the best anime of 2016.
Yeah.
And it's original, Netflix original.
No, it's
No.
it's called Parasite Maximum, and dude, it's good. The main character, the parasite lands to take over his body, and it jumps into his hand. It tried to get into his ear, but he slept with earbuds in, and he couldn't get in.
So
And
he
he
knew
tried-
about these. Creatures.
he didn't know.
he didn't
No.
know. He
Oh.
thought it was
That's-
like a bug
He thought
trying
it was
to
like a
crawl in
spider
his
or a
ear or
worm.
something.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it tried to go up his nose, and he, that's what woke him up. He sneezed and then slammed went like that and threw it, and it jumped into his hand, and he tied his headphones around it and cut off the circulation to his arm so it couldn't claw him. So it just manifested in his arm, so it only controls his arm.
Oh my
Because
God.
usually, like if it goes through your ear, it can control your mind and then the rest of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it only could make its way through.
So now his hands like fighting him or what?
No, it's protecting him, because if he dies, his hand
The
dies.
parasite
The parasite
dies, yeah.
dies. So he suddenly became allies with this parasite that's sent to kill humans, and now they're hunting other parasites and killing
Yeah.
them.
It's good though.
Dude, it is
It's
a
so
good show. It is bloody and gory. Not for the faint of heart who don't like watching people get split into a million pieces and blood splattering all over.
I wouldn't say it's almost worse than. Oh god damn it! I just had the name of it.
Are you comfortable, Bubba?
Uh,
I hope so.
the one where they have to wear the masks.
Tokyo Ghoul?
Yeah. I want to say it's almost worse than that, but it's good.
And I
It's
feel like
really
he's
good.
never seen Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, I've
either.
never seen Tokyo.
Okay. First season was on Hulu. Watch it. It's English.
Yeah.
I own the second season
Well, they if I remember right, they just put the second season on there.
in
But
English.
I don't think it's English yet. I haven't
See,
checked it.
I have it in English. I have the whole second season in English on
yeah,
Blu-ray.
Yeah, see, I haven't checked it yet.
So
I-
that let me tell you what, that's a gory ass anime, but it is fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
And if you ever hear me, like
Up to season 3.
On who?
RE, right? That's the last one. Season 3 is Tokyo Ghoul RE.
I don't know. It just says.
Okay.
It's
Because I know
probably-
season 2 is Tokyo Ghoul Square,
Yeah.
because it's the square root symbol. So it's called Tokyo Ghoul Square, and it does the square root symbol instead.
Yeah.
But Tokyo Ghoul starts off pretty bloody and gory too, but it's got a hell of a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite lines from it, and if you ever watch it, you'll understand it. 1,000 minus 7. And then he
Which scene was that?
crack. 1,000 minus 7.
That's right. That's right.
The main character ends up getting tortured, and ghouls can't die.
Oh, that was such a.
So he constantly gets his fingers chopped off and his hands chopped off,
Yeah.
and he gets a worm.
Do they
put in
grow
his
them
ear.
back?
Yeah, it just grows back. They can only die by specific manners of basically being penetrated through the heart and the heart being ripped out of their body.
Yeah.
So, but like one of the scenes,
Man, that scene was so.
he starts
good.
getting the main character starts getting tortured, and the guy cracks his knuckles, and he has a special device called the knuckle cracker. It looks like a nutcracker, but you put it over the knuckles and you shatter it, and then you pop them back into place, and they heal, and he shatters at the end.
Yeah. And like the way it portrays is like this happening over like weeks
Mm-hmm.
of him just being tortured.
All in that one anime.
Yeah.
Yep. And like one of my least favorite parts about the whole scene though is when he finally gets broken free and he pulls the centipede out of his ear
Oh, that part was.
and he
so
throws it on the
gross.
ground.
That
Or
part
no,
was
he
so
eats it.
gross.
Yeah, he pulls it
Yeah.
out and he eats it. The main character, he's like, all right, I've had enough. Breaks out and just fucking rips the centipede out of
Is
his
he
ear.
doing
and
it for
eats
his enjoyment or?
No, he gets captured, but he realizes that he can break free. But he's trying to get information, and then it comes to the point where he realizes like he's not going to get anything from his torture. Like he's just doing this because he can. So finally he breaks free and just all hell breaks
You
loose.
shouldn't be tired, but whatever.
Let me tell you, dude. Tokyo Ghoul's a good one, but Parasite, the story behind Parasite is just phenomenal. It is very, very gory, and all I could say is don't get attached to characters.
Yeah,
Is it it's that bad as like Game of Thrones?
it's like Walking Dead.
They'll have a good character
He's
for a
never
season.
seen
You
it.
know,
No, Walking Dead I've seen up until.
they'll have a character for
No.
probably about 4 or 5 episodes. They'll do a real good backstory on them. You'll get real involved with them, and then
And then they just get wrecked.
So yes, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, pretty much.
fucking Ned Stark.
And then I've been binge watching My Hero.
Why is everyone
you're
hate
at the
Sean
good
Bean
part.
so much?
What's up?
Why does everyone hate Sean Bean so much?
Who?
Ned Stark, isn't that who in
I
the
think
first
so.
season gets killed, the
Oh.
king or whatever? That's Sean Bean, right?
Oh, I don't know.
He plays
I'm
in-
not good with names.
He plays in Lord of the Rings as well, and he gets
You're talking about the king, right? The,
at the beginning of the first season, because that's all I've watched was the first season.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Like the blonde-haired kid, right?
No,
Oh,
he's
no.
the adult.
The fat king.
He's gonna Google Sean Bean for you. I'm pretty sure his name's Sean Bean. Almost positive that was his name.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about Ned's, like the actual actor for
Ned Stark, yeah.
Mm.
In every movie he plays in, he's always killed. Every single one. He played in Lord of the Rings, and he only made it through the Fellowship of the Ring before he was killed after trying to, almost being corrupted by the ring. He defends Frodo and gets a bunch of orcs arrows through his
That's-
body.
I started watching
Right.
The Hobbit. I haven't seen it.
And that's when
Oh,
the whole...
really?
Yeah, I haven't seen The
it's so
Hobbit,
good.
but I started watching
And that's
it.
when the meme starts for why does everyone hate Sean
Yeah.
Bean? And then Game of Thrones, he comes in, he's all badass and a king and fucking
Up until
hella
the
good,
last
and then
episode, yeah.
and everyone's like, really?
Everybody was
Why
hoping
does
for him to
everyone
come
hate
back.
Sean Bean?
I think the only thing he didn't get killed in was fucking Silent Hill. Not even in the second one.
Holy crap, he lived through a movie.
Yeah.
New world record.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the first Silent Hill, I wouldn't really consider that living.
No, because he got trapped there,
No,
right?
his wife and his daughter did.
That's right.
So he ends up spending the rest of the time like trying to find a way into that version of Silent Hill. So
But every time you re-enter Silent Hill, it's a different Silent Hill.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That was the way it was in the games,
There's
too.
actually a town that's like based off of
Oh, yeah.
Silent Hill, and
Well,
I want to
the-
go so bad.
the guy that wrote the Silent Hill games,
Mm-hmm.
he stayed a night there. and he had a nightmare while he stayed in one of the hotels, and that's what inspired the games.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's like saying you want to go to fucking Japan and visit Umbrella Corp.
I do, and I want to go visit the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
I can live with the massacre house because that house has been uprooted and moved.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, it got. I mean, yeah, it got moved, but it got moved to the grandparents'
How do you move
second
it?
land.
They literally
they
uprooted
went
it.
and they actually lifted the entire foundation, put it on a trailer, and
Hold ass to the
Yep.
new to the.
And now it and his grandparents' house and like the family
They make
land,
money off of it?
it's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
museum now.
Well, last year.
Just like the House of Wax, that's actually a thing. It's a museum
I've
of
been there.
wax people.
Boo.
But
You're
um,
almost matching. You're almost matching, yeah.
It's
It's
a
just about
version of red.
as much red
Yeah.
as he'd wear.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, to me, as soon as he sits down, if I look at all your shirts going this
No,
way,
mine's
his will pop
definitely
up
different
red.
than yours.
Basher's like, oh, now we just need to get him to wear red, and me and Brad were like, that's not gonna happen.
But yeah, so like,
Hold on.
so like that's like you wanting to visit this real Silent Hill is like going to Japan and visiting the real Umbrella Corporation, which is actually a company,
Yeah.
and that terrifies me. It's just not called Umbrella. The way
It's
they
called the
name
Kind of Quiet Mountain.
the way they named the company though, it's an anagram for umbrella.
It's called the Rainbow Shield. Or, fuck, what was it? The Rain Blown Shield or some shit like that. Like, there was a whole story on it.
well, there's a. I forgot what movie it was off of. There's another city here in Texas that's based off of the. Fuck, I can't remember the movie.
Burning down police stations
Oh, yeah?
in Minneapolis.
Destroying Target and robbing all the TVs. We're not talking about this.
Yeah,
That is one thing I
yeah.
made a point of before we started.
Still not political. This is crazy.
Have you not been following the news about the dude that was killed by the cops in Minnesota?
Oh, we're talking about
I never follow the news.
God. So apparently,
You know this!
Nah,
We're gonna-
we just won't talk about it.
yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Because
okay.
it's not something I want to bring up on.
Oh, the Winchester House. I know it's not here in Texas, but I want to go
Yeah.
visit that. Too.
Yeah.
Where was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
It's right outside Killeen, which is about 30 minutes outside my hometown, so about 7.5, 8 hours away from here.
Because I always thought, like, in Texas, it's always like, oh, yeah, it's a couple hours up the road. Like, it's just
It's
something
in
that
a
people
little
from
town,
Texas
like-
say.
Yeah.
The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre happened right between Texas and Arkansas, right
And-
on the borderline,
Mhm.
and they uprooted the entire house. That's what we were just talking about. Moved it to Killeen,
So it's the house is in Killeen, but it was originally where?
between Texas and Arkansas, right on the border
The
between the
Texas
two. Yeah, and they uprooted and moved it, and now it's a museum house, just like the House of Wax. It's a real place.
Mhm.
I've been there, and that I absolutely love.
That movie was more real than Paris Hilton's acting.
All right.
Or Paris Hilton.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, she fit very well in the House of Wax.
If it was the House of Plastic.
But
All
what,
fake.
what I was trying to say earlier is every year, like around August, September, towards like the beginning of the school year, because they know that the kids are going back to school and everything, and that's when like a lot of college students and stuff like to go take like a time off and stuff. They do tickets for the Texas Chainsaw
Oh, yeah.
Massacre House, and they'll do
Gucci.
5 days.
Gucci.
They do 5 days, 4 nights, and you get to pick one of the rooms to sleep in.
Yeah.
And then throughout the night at like 12, 1 o'clock, they'll just randomly go out in the front or the backyard of the pasture, and they'll start up a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, it's like there's also a tour. Well, it's not a tour that they do, but it's only one night, and it's called Murder Night, and the tickets are like $300, and you have to sign waivers and get physicals and all kinds of shit. But they bring a bunch of people in, and yeah, you get chased by a killer.
Oh, God. What if they catch you?
I had something.
Then like if what is it? They have like tiers, and it's like if you last so long, then you get like such and such prizes and whatnot.
Like
I
if you
remember-
make it through all, like the next time they do the go arounds for the stage, you
Then-
get a whole free trip.
Yeah.
I remember San Antonio did the Zombie Run 4K. Oh my god, that was fun. I got my ass kicked,
Yeah,
but that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Other than, were there any, like, high schools or cemeteries that were haunted in the city you grew up in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My high school was haunted. Well, technically, the high school that's still standing, not the cemetery, the cafeteria that's built underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
When my mom was in high school,
High school had a cemetery.
actually
These
the
days-
cemetery's right behind the.
These days, it's just easier. Whoa.
Right.
The cemetery is right behind the high school. But
That's where the playground.
no,
Considering.
no. When my mom was in high school, there was a girl who hung herself in the high school, and then there were 5 people who hung themselves in the cafeteria underneath. And then we had on the side of the high school building, there's stairs that go up to the art room. That's on the 3rd
Why
story.
do people keep this shit around? Light it on fire and then pour a bunch of holy water over it and call it a
What
goddamn
about,
day.
what about where you grew up?
No, unfortunate. I mean, there were rumors that the city park was haunted because originally it was the original downtown for my small town.
Is it just
and-
like one of those stories where, like, yeah, man, it gets, like, really dark at night there?
No, most of the time, like especially during like summertime, it's the only part of town that ever gets foggy. And
That's interesting.
like we lived right outside of it, and then when you're going across the bridge, you would pass the city park every day, and like around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, right after the sun went down, it'd just be really foggy, and then you'd go right through it to the other side. But the reason
Sometimes you would never come out.
I don't know about that. The rumors is because when Little Elm used to be an Indian settlement. That's what we were called, Little Elm. And it was an Indian name, apparently. And when, the English landed here, or actually I think it was the Spanish that did this one, they wiped out the entire tribe and set it on fire.
Just nonchalantly coast
Yeah.
over the genocide.
Right.
The English or the Spanish that wiped them out.
It
I was
was
one of them.
But basically
They drew
what
straws.
the rumor has it, and it's not in history books if this was true or not, but a lot of people say that what happened was the Indian settlement that was here, they didn't even kill them, they tied them up and then set the whole village on fire and left. And then once it was burned down, they took the entire settlement and that's where they put the plumbing systems in.
Oh,
That's where the
that's
settlement's set.
Jesus.
And I was like, that's not creepy as shit. And then after they expanded the town, there was a memorial to like the original downtown, and you can tell it was old because it was still made of logs, like log
Oh,
cabins
wow.
and shit. And there was an Indian tent in the back all the time. And then when they expanded the city, they knocked it all out.
That's
They put
like
a brand new post office there and like a new library, and they built a giant ski park for
Sorry.
like you hop on a line and hold the line with a surfboard under you, and it takes you around
about-
the track.
that's like the people down here in Corpus. They purposely dug up a part of the ground where they're gonna build a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And what they dug up was an Indian
yeah.
burial ground from
Oh, yeah.
500 years ago. And I looked at the damn post and I was like, do you not understand what happens when you mess with those damn things?
Oh, it's like they took King Tut's tomb out for the pyramids last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a thing?
It's
Yeah.
out, and it's on tour around the world now, going to museum to
Yeah.
museum
And
every month.
But like 3 days before they
What
brought...
are you guys doing with this shit? The Egyptians were fucking cursed people. They're gonna kill us.
And then before
Have you
that...
not seen the mummy?
Before that,
You
they
put that shit back
found...
right now.
Right.
over in Egypt, they were digging up an area, I guess, because where they were going to put a new pyramid built. They found 10 mummy,
I did see that. That was all over Twitter.
and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
They found a bunch of
Like
sarcophagi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they were like excavating to like put the foundation because they were basically putting one up as like a hotel, like come in and like see all the pictures that we've done and such. And they hit a tomb, so they cracked it open and everything, and there were 10 sarcophagi just all laying side by side.
And apparently,
And as soon as I saw that, I was like,
apparently the
You know.
inscriptions say these guys were like bringers of the end.
yeah, and it's like all you.
They're
motherfuckers
like
are
death
dead, right?
warriors, basically, for the Egyptian gods. And you're like, oh, we're just gonna relocate. Motherfucker, put that shit back.
Mm-hmm.
you
You
don't...
put that shit back where you found it. This is 2020. We've already had enough problems.
Right.
You know
Lord Croft had to go and fuck it up for everybody.
But no,
It's like, and they're talking about opening King Tut's tomb, like
Yeah.
opening up his sarcophagus to reveal the body and the mummification. And I'm like, motherfuckers, keep that shit closed.
I could
well,
imagine
They're
why,
dead.
but
Can you
Are
respect
you
that?
talking about the right king? I'm because it says King Tut was found in 1922.
Yeah, but he was never relocated.
Oh,
That's
they're
what we're
just-
talking about.
Yeah,
He's
like they-
relocating.
Yeah.
Like-
They dug him up.
Because there was a bunch of shit that happened to the guy that found him, right? That's what I was remembering.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that dude got sent to fucking prison for actually digging him up because I guess he was a guy that was just going through and like just metal
They were just
detecting and
Stealing
shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
he
then
was a
he came
graveyard
across.
thief.
A grave
Grave
robber.
robber.
Yeah.
And yeah, he dug him up, and the second that he was discovered, like, everyone reburied him where he was and left him there. And now they've dug him up again and brought him out, and now he's going on tour around the world in museums. I'm
Yeah.
like,
it's what he would have wanted.
And what about where you grew up?
Yeah, but that's like
Um,
saying fucking digging up Martin Luther King Jr. and then putting his coffin in a showcase and then taking him around the fucking world.
Don't think that's quite the
Well,
same.
Well,
But I get where you're coming
I
from.
know, but
cursed Egyptian, peaceful American.
But
yeah, but then again, you would think people would bring up shit again from like from the 50s, 60s. Like they're bringing up like from 10 years ago because the guy, Jimmy, or one of these TV stars,
I'm
like
sorry.
he's a big TV like show
Fallon?
producer like Jimmy Fallon, but he was a black
Oh,
dude.
okay, that makes sense. I was wondering.
Hold
I'm
on.
like, who's Jimmy?
No, but
Hold on, let her dig her hole, guys. Come on.
apparently.
Hey, it's been a while.
Apparently they're trying to shut the dude who's doing his TV show down because he's basically copying this black dude who did this, I guess, the same kind of TV show from like 20 years ago. But he retired in like 2000 and they're trying to say bring him back. And like, it's today's society. If he already retired,
Yeah.
don't bring him back.
yeah.
Like, let him live his life. But no. People's gotta cause problems.
Man, how did we go from talking about the
I
dead
don't
to
know.
living retired people,
Uh,
though?
That's kind of where I started.
Welcome to Discount Gaming.
Yeah, but that's
This
like
is
talking
discount
about.
gaming. We go, wee!
But that's like
Yeah,
talking
so-
about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house
Yeah, we're
digging
I
up
think
King
I was talking about that
Tut.
before I
So
ever got here.
And
And then since I figured all three of you are from different places, you
Yeah.
all each have different stories.
Well, the whole reason we went from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre to King Tut is because you don't
Mouse wax.
just stop fucking with cursed places and just either burn them and fill it with holy water, leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah.
no, because politicians and all these high-end asshats gotta fucking bring
Here
up
we
old
go.
shit.
Politics is not something I
Jimmy-
really like to discuss on this show.
You know,
I already
Jimmy,
got a Facebook ban, so
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I called out Mark Fuckerberg.
I
on
saw
Facebook.
that. It's still posted.
Yeah, it's posted, but I can't post anything
Because
Oh, wow.
like,
or comment on
He was like
anything.
their privacy policies were better than
well,
Twitter's
no,
version?
he
No, no,
has
no.
like old veteran videos
Yeah.
and like old
It's
stuff for
so
history
Sam Elliott did a tribute 4 or 5 years ago to all the fallen Vietnam veterans,
on Memorial
and
Day.
I share it every Memorial Day. And this time when I shared it, it blacked it out
Yeah.
and said uncover to, you know,
Yeah,
your
click
Like
to
someone-
uncover.
your video's
someone,
been
yeah.
uncovered. You know, your
Flagged
video's
it
been
or
covered
something
because
like
it's
that.
it could be considered offensive to other racial
Yeah.
people. And then I shared something about 9/11 yesterday, and they deleted it and sent me a message saying this may offend certain religious types. And I'm like, and that's when I made
It's
this
May 24th,
long ass
keep it in the
fucking.
holster, guy.
This is when I made this long ass post, and I called him Mark Fuckerberg, and now I can't post shit or
Well,
share shit.
It's like a
You know, we
have
had
a
to write an
sharing
algorithm for that,
YouTube?
though. Like,
What's up?
you know, we had to write an algorithm for that or
Oh, I'm
something,
sure
right?
he
Because
did.
this is what, like,
Yeah,
he
I'm
goes
sure he
for
did.
everyone. It's like, how many ways is there to make fun of my name? Well, let's go with the obvious one, Fuckerberg.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it's like a lot of the old historical stuff that, you know, we learned about and that, like, we want to share and stuff. You can't watch it unless you uncover it. Like,
Yeah.
they want to keep it hidden. Like, they don't want the
Well,
news.
we had this discussion with the kids the other day when we were talking about Texas and American history. Most of the textbooks don't show anything about the Alamo anymore.
Yeah.
They don't show anything. Like, they don't
And
show about the
they
Civil War.
portray
They don't
Santa
do
Ana
anything.
as a
Like, what's the
hero.
Alamo?
They portray
Ray actually said that.
Yeah,
She was like,
she had
"What
no
is
idea.
the Alamo?"
She's like, they don't teach us that. They taught us about
In
Santa
8th
Ana.
grade, is she in 8th
Well, it's
grade?
just, I mean, like that whole story. It's just been not watered down.
Negotiate.
I mean, it was built up to be like a huge thing, and it really
I think
wasn't
they
that.
teach you that in 8th grade.
Like,
That's when I.
No.
it
They teach you it in
wasn't-
7th grade.
they weren't all as heroic as they made them seem, and then they started uncovering and stuff, and they're like, maybe we just stop talking about it.
Yeah, but no, even Mike was saying, like, it's nowhere in his textbooks.
No.
The only thing that's in there is that,
Santa Ana invented chewing
yeah,
gum.
Yeah.
like, that's it, and it's just on, like, a little snippet on one of the pages. But it doesn't even talk about, like, the Alamo, like, the happening of.
It doesn't talk about Travis or Crockett or Bowie or any of them
Johnny
fucking
Appleseed.
Texans.
Right?
But and I mean, don't
Being
get
backed
me
up by
wrong.
George Washington.
So
his
I
Chargers.
did a lot of. I was in.
America.
By
He
the time
was a
I was
big nerd
by
in
the time I was
history.
in 5th grade, I was in college history because history was just
I don't
fascinating
like
to me.
history. No.
So I studied a lot about the Alamo, and then I started questioning my teachers when I was in 8th grade. We started doing like Texas history, and I started questioning. I was like, well, okay, so if technically San Antonio originally belonged to Mexico, then why the hell did we try to take it by force? How are the people at the Alamo the heroes of this? And I got crucified on the spot. Don't get me wrong, I understand why we were doing it because we were at war.
It was 20 foolhardy dudes that were drunk and thought it was a good idea.
Pretty much,
Pretty
yeah.
fucking much.
Pretty much.
Bunch of original rednecks right there,
yeah.
drinking with guns.
Yeah, right?
But you know,
the
but
story
then-
of America.
That's
There you go.
pretty. That's about correct.
You forgot Ozzy again.
But like, man, hi Ozzy. Sorry, you're up there for now. You're in
There you go,
quarantine,
Papa.
sir.
Think somebody should check on him then.
Right?
6 feet away at all
I
times.
mean, look at how sickly he looks.
Sir, you're looking real skinny. Little meat on those bones,
The
buddy.
sunglasses let you know that he's okay though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like the weekend of Bernie's.
Yeah.
He's exhausted. He's had a long day. And they did say he would sleep a lot. Because he is hurting.
So what I wanted to do is that haunting house tour here at some point. I mean,
Dude, yeah.
we have planned that.
Okay, I will say
There's a
I have
bunch
been
of shit
banned
here.
from 200
Oh, yeah.
houses already.
No. We're talking
No,
about
no,
like a
these are
haunted
like-
tour of a
Yeah,
house.
these are like legitimate. Like,
Okay.
I want
there's
to do
a-
the one with
hole in the wall.
No, I want to do the one at that cemetery. What is it called?
Concordia.
Yeah, Concordia.
I thought you were talking about like haunted houses. Like I got banned from 2. One when I was 18.
Because he hit somebody.
Yeah,
the
that's
dude-
actually why I got
The
banned.
dude, I was about to say, yeah, the guy reached out to grab me and he caught my ex-wife by the hair, and I saw her head whip back and she started screaming. I turned around and I just fucking full on swung. I cocked the guy right here, like right in the side of the jaw and the throat, and it
Did
knocked
you
him.
grab her hair like?
It wasn't
What?
intentional. He was going to grab me, and apparently I had leaned forward to look at something, and he missed right behind me and grabbed her hair.
Mhm.
Like his hand had got tangled up in her hair.
The haunted house that I got banned from at the beginning. Apparently, you're not allowed to
Like, I didn't know
tell.
that was a thing.
Apparently, you're not allowed to tell like the people who work there your name. And my ex, he didn't know that, and so one of the like people who jump out at you, they're like, "Well, what's your name?" And I was like, "I'm not telling you." And my dumbass ex, he goes, "Her name's Ashley." And
Why
throughout the
aren't
whole
you supposed to tell them?
It's considered
throughout the
private
whole
info.
thing,
Yeah.
they like each one of them is screaming bloody murder your name, and I'm not supposed to actually go through haunted houses because of the strobe lights.
Oh shit.
So I was basically walking around there with my eyes
God.
closed, and then the guy who asked me what my name was, he was at the end, and he came out and he scared the fuck out of me, and he said Ashley, and I punched him in the face, and he was like, "You got to get out of here." I was like, he's like, "You're not allowed back in here." I was like, "You scared the fuck out of me, and I can't look at the lights because I'll have seizures, and you want to yell my name throughout the
Did-
whole
What the
Did-
fuck are you doing in a haunted
Yeah,
house
to
with
be fair,
seizures, though?
you're kind of the dumbass. Like,
I told
I know that this is
no.
going to send me to seizures, but it sounds like
No,
a great idea.
I told my
The
ex.
American
Yeah, whatever.
story,
I was
alcohol
like,
and guns.
I'm thinking your ex. That's just a bad date. Like, why
Yeah,
would you plan
yeah.
a date like that?
No,
Like,
because his parents came back from vacation, and they came back the day of Halloween. And his
remember that
mom
Halloween.
wanted to go to the haunted house, and I kept telling him,
His
I
mom
can't
wanted
go. I was like, you can go and you
Oh.
can take your sister, and her boyfriend. I said, I can't go. He goes, "You'll be fine. Just wear your glasses." And I was like, "No, you
There's
don't."
special seizure glasses?
Yeah, they were at the time until he broke them.
Oh, wow.
And then,
They're dimming.
Yeah,
They dim out
know.
the strobing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
make them. They're expensive as fuck though.
Yeah,
$750.
To be fair, my glasses cost more than that, so I don't want to hear it. My glasses are $620 a lens. My glasses go with insurance run me about $1,500, $1,600.
That's because yours are like that.
Then you can find the antique gold models. Too.
Yep.
But real haunted houses, I don't go to those because I went to one in Wichita Falls here in Texas.
Wichita.
what?
Wichita Falls.
The way you
Oh,
said
I know
it.
you guys totally let her off on Progress earlier too.
Dude, she does it all the time. And at this point, like now she says something that's just like,
They're definitely making progress. And I was like, no, fuck, shit, I'm not in the room. That's what happened.
you hear Blue from the back of the house. Call her out!
Have you guys ever heard of the butcher facility in Dallas for Halloween? So it's a old like butcher warehouse.
See, anything big and old like that is just scary. Like old
Yeah.
high school.
It's actually
like,
it's
Well,
it's-
it's like
that's Silent Hill shit.
It's a
Yeah.
still functioning butcher house. But what they do for Halloween is they shut down for a week, slaughter all the animals, hang up their carcasses like humans, and bleed it out everywhere.
Well,
So-
they keep it refrigerated,
Yeah.
but then they take all the blood and they like fling it across the walls and the floor and
and
shit
they
like
dump
that.
it on you when you're walking through and everything like that. And
That's disgusting.
yeah, oh dude,
Yeah.
I went once and I got kicked out of that one too because I shot the dude in the head with a pellet gun.
Why did you?
I had a
why
pellet
did you-
pistol on me. I totally forgot I had it, and he scared the shit out of me, and I pulled it and shot without even thinking about it.
If it was anything
Danger!
else.
Right.
And it wasn't like a 22 or anything. It was legitimately like one of those fucking with the little tiny clip like
Like
that
the
big with a
airsoft?
bunch of little tiny pellets in it.
You
And
know,
I
I
had it
got
in
home
there.
from work though, man. All pissed off. Like, how's your day? Don't even, man.
I got shot in the fucking forehead with a pellet gun.
Fucking little kid.
I wasn't little. I was 20. Yeah, 20. That was right before I moved to San Antonio.
You look like a little kid now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm almost 30.
Your feet dangle right now.
So do
They're
yours.
up in my chair.
We all look under the table.
I'm in my chair, thanks.
But no, like here we have like legitimately haunted stuff. Like there's a what is it like a high school or
Up
middle
outside?
school? The one over by the by Scenic Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still
outside.
want to go to this. I still
That
want to see
one?
that statue house up close and
Oh,
in person.
okay.
Oh, the
Yeah.
one on Donovan?
Yeah. Whenever we went to Brennan Center, I drove them by there because I used to live a couple blocks from there.
I looked at that
And
statue.
yeah,
Yeah, that house is, I mean,
yeah.
it's just creepy.
If you go to Concordia, like, there's actual, like, pentagrams, like, written to the ground.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
yeah. But there's a what'd you say, a high school or middle school, some shit
High
like that.
school, up outside.
But it's over there. Like kids still go to it, but they have part of it like bricked off, just because of like the number of suicides and the sightings and shit like that.
Supposedly the story goes like some cheerleader was like distraught because her like
Her
her
boyfriend
quarterback
left her.
football player like
Mhm.
her quarterback boyfriend like broke up with her.
Oh,
So for
baby.
like their homecoming game, she hung herself in front of the entire crowd.
Yeah. But I mean, there's been murders and suicides and all
And
kinds of
just
shit.
the fact that El Paso's old as fuck. And
Yeah.
all the missions.
Yeah, but
The TB.
And then
place.
people...
yeah,
I
There's
heard
a
there
TB
was, like,
hospital.
places underground
Oh,
where
that's
people
right.
would go...
yeah.
from,
And then
like,
there's
waters and
there's
shit.
the
The tunnels under Fort Bliss and shit
yeah.
too.
Yeah, and like you said, there's the old fucking German TB hospital over by Dyer.
There's,
But
no, there's
it's-
one downtown.
Now that's what I want to go visit. Haunted
'Cause-
hospital.
Well, because there's another one over off of Dyer
never mind.
and
See, that's
Because
the
the
problem.
northeast is originally like all of old Fort Bliss.
yeah.
Just leave the motherfuckers alone.
Well, no, because like at any given day, like you can drive through it and you'll see lights like coming on and off throughout the entire hospital.
So that's why I don't like your little ghost adventure hunter thing that you watch. Leave the motherfuckers alone.
See,
Don't go into a fucking haunted place screaming at the motherfucking murderer like, "Come get me, bitch!" Like, and then not expect to walk out of there unscathed. Come on now.
but I don't do that though. Like when I walk through an
That tells you
actual.
more about your show with that idiot that loves to piss them off, and then he sends his
To be
friends
fair-
Are
in
you
there.
talking about fucking
Ghost Hunter or
oh,
Ghost Adventures.
I
Yeah.
thought you was talking about.
To be fair,
God damn it! That
he is
movie with
white.
that show with the two brothers.
But he doesn't even
Supernatural?
go in there himself. He
Yeah,
sends his friends in after he pisses the spirits
Oh.
off. He sends his
What?
friends in.
What is that guy? Aaron? Oh, I feel so bad for that dude.
That's like when they went to the Winchester.
Yeah.
House.
The Winchester mansion. But it's like this guy, or like he's the coolest guy, and they've sent him into areas like they know that there's a lot of activity, whether it's ghosts or demons or whatever.
It's that
And
one
he
episode with
always-
the goddamn tunnel where he sends fucking Aaron in there, and after so the main guy, I don't remember his
Zach.
fucking name, Zach. He walks in there and starts screaming down the tunnel, cussing the murderer out, and then as soon as he hears a noise, runs back and goes, "Aaron, your turn."
Yeah.
And then Aaron gets fucking out of there, and he has burn marks of handprints all over his body. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the? I would have bitch slapped this dude and threw him in there and locked the door.
It's like, I hope he gets paid really.
You know something's following him though for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, they also went to the house of Emily Rose,
Mhm.
like the real house where like she died and everything.
I don't know.
They did it. It was
It was a
a.
movie probably like 12 years ago, 15 years ago.
Give or take. Yeah.
Oh, it was a while ago.
Well, that's probably like 21.
But
I'm just waiting for them to fuck around and go to the Annabelle house and release Annabelle just to see what fucking happens and watch them all get national news. They've
they've
died.
actually,
They've tried to.
yeah, but
They've
they
tried
won't.
to, and the town that it was in at the time they tried it, they got blacklisted. Like
Where was
they're-
this?
It was on Ghost Adventures. I don't remember where she was being kept at the time, but they went to the town and got permission and everything. And as soon as they said they wanted to like actually go in and investigate Annabelle and like open her case and everything like that, they were blacklisted from the city. Like they're never allowed back.
You ever seen the movie Annabelle?
I have.
The fucking
Yeah.
doll? That's real. That shit actually fucking happened. And you want to go fuck with this damn thing?
And see, this is a smart white person reaction.
No, I'm not. I watched some of these show or movies like
Let's split up.
I watched Annabelle 2 when the bitch opens the case and I'm sitting here going,
Right, like
die!
like even the ones that I know are fake. Like they go and it's like, oh, there's this big demon in this jar, and it's like you're not supposed to open it. There's always that one character in the movie that goes over and be like,
And they're
oh, what's in
always
this? And be like,
fucking
bitch, you are
white."
dead. You are so dead.
That's like Sydney off of freaking Scary Movie, the
Yeah.
the dumbass white
Yeah,
chick.
oh.
That always fucks everything
And
up.
so it's like her and Annabelle go into the case like, oh, that's a beautiful doll. Let's open it. Takes the doll out. Takes it. Look, guys, Sydney, go put that bitch back.
and that's
Actually,
my whole
really good
thing.
demo.
Like,
Yeah, right.
that's my.
She did that, and I was like, wow.
I
Alright.
watch these movies like The Conjuring. That's based on a real fucking
Mhm.
story,
I enjoyed it.
and you're
Which
gonna.
one's the one with the little kids?
That is.
Which one?
Sinister.
Hit children
Yeah,
in the corner.
Sinister.
Sinister. That's
What-
based on a
what's-
real
what's-
fucking
What's the
story.
other one though? Insidious.
Insidious.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
all, I always get them confused.
Yeah,
Insidious
yeah.
is the one where they
The,
basically
of the
astral
couple.
project,
Of the couple, yeah.
and they astral project. The child astral projects himself. into
Okay,
the
it's
demon
it's,
world.
it's not it's not
Then
that
it's
one
the
then.
one with the couples.
Yeah,
the Conjuring.
that-
he knows
Okay.
The Conjuring and Annabelle.
Yeah.
Because they're all tied together. Because
Yeah.
The Conjuring is the same. The people who stopped The Conjuring and stopped Annabelle are the same people.
Yeah.
And that's the story of their life.
Yeah, but it's cool because like knowing that they were like a real couple and this is what they actually did, and the movies are based off of the books that the husband and wife wrote, and like I find it fascinating, but as like
At the same time, it's fucking real.
Yeah.
Leave the shit
and
alone.
it's he shows it in one of the movies, but like from every investigation, like he kept something and he like has a museum in his basement. That's an actual thing.
You find
Yeah,
out
no,
that.
that's
Oh,
where the
why you
Annabelle
keep it
dolls
so-
Yeah, I know.
He actually has the Annabelle doll in his museum, chained
So
up,
just the pinky.
tied up in a fucking lockbox with glass around it, and it's got holy water all over the motherfucker. It's got inscriptions from every fucking religion on it,
All
Yeah.
13
and people are talking about
Yeah.
moving the
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker. No, leave that shit there.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, there's countless stories where like
I am that white person that will be like,
Bash's phrase of the week is leave it there.
I'm that dude that if we're in a group over here, we're exploring, and there's something fucking cursed or looks stupid, and you go and touch it, I'm gonna leave you there. and let it eat you, and I'm out. Fuck your shit. Bye.
Fucking Bash will be with a bunch of other fucking people in a car. Be like, hey, where are we going? Oh, we're gonna go check out Annabelle. No, we're not. I'm out. Fucking throws himself off the car.
I'd rather die this way.
But no, like there's actually a lot of reports. Whenever that couple's museum was open, like whenever somebody would go up to the Annabelle case, and they would say that it was stupid or they'd insult it, something always happened to them on their way, like leaving the museum.
Huh.
They would get hurt some magic fucking way.
Like there was one story. They went up to the Annabelle case, and the husband tapped on the glass and was like, "This is stupid. It's just a stupid doll." And then he flipped it off as a joke, and like I think they got like 2 blocks away from the museum, and 2 tires on one side blew, and they rolled, and they both died instantly.
You don't
Yeah.
fuck with this shit.
You know what? I would be so hilarious. Let's just say we all took a trip to like a real haunted place.
Not gonna happen. But
I
continue.
know, but
Bash is waiting for us in the parking lot.
No.
Stay as far away as you can and go.
Blue's over there, be like, "Look, this is. I am the closest thing to a black guy in our group. I've
the
seen the
first to die."
movies. I've seen the movies. I know what happens next."
And I'm not gonna be that stupid white
I'm
boy
standing
that
around
opens
going,
the shit.
damn,
Right?
this shit is wet. And then I'm going to get killed.
What's so funny about movies like that, and it's a constant thing in horror movies, is the stupid white person fucks with it, and the black guy's the one that dies.
Right? And it's always like so overly horrifying. And he has nothing. Like they go up to something haunted, and the black dude's always like, "I ain't fucking with that shit. This is bad news. We're gonna get our ass kicked." And he walks away, and the white guy's like, "Oh, what is this?"
Fake news.
Yeah. And then the black guy gets fucking murdered. Like,
He's like always
horrifically.
the first one. And that's my whole thing with American Horror Story. All that is based on real shit.
I want to go
It's
to the
not a
mental
joke.
asylum that was in the second one.
None
know that.
that shit's based. Look, so what is it? Freak Show? They're actually based on
Yeah.
real people.
Yeah, everybody in that entire season is based on real people.
And most of the stuff they do is based on some loose lore or tellings of a city or town. And that's what I don't understand. Like, the show's great, because that means you had to fuck with the shit to make the show. Leave the shit alone.
See, it was funny.
There's
when,
a reason it is called the cursed shit. Leave it alone.
I don't think that's quite the scientific term, but we'll go with it.
There's a little sign.
There is no science when it comes to curse.
The cursed shit in italics.
It's also a really good strain of weed.
Look,
Big
you can
Sanchez
put a
would
giant
disagree.
warning sign above something, and you're gonna always have that one white person that's over there like reading it, and it's like, "Warning: death will occur if touched." Oh, I wonder what this does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They always do it,
What kind of death was that?
I'm
The Wrath of Karen.
and I'm the white boy in the background going, get that shit away from me, bye.
and then you'll always have that one white girl. The world is ending, and like a meteor hits her car. I want to speak to your manager. This is outrageous.
Or pushes it back to like Firestone or something. It's
Yeah,
like,
right.
you guys didn't fix it. It broke on my way home.
It's like, man, there's a fucking meteor in your car. I think tires are the least of your worries right now.
Fucking dinosaur print.
well,
But
when-
see, that brings up fucking, sorry, babe. That brings up Ian Malcolm's thing from Jurassic.
It's not Obama good anyways.
Right?
That brings up Ian Malcolm's thing from Jurassic Park. You were too busy with whether you could to think about whether you should.
Yeah.
I know he says it differently, but they were too preoccupied with whether they
Step over,
could.
man. It's a hard candle to light.
And like, you got actual scientists these days who grew up watching Jurassic Park, and they're like, I wonder if we can actually make that happen.
No. They've determined that they can.
they've already started.
Have you seen that?
Even thing.
Have you seen it?
Well, sadly in Japan, they've already started the recreations of T-Rexes, Stegosauruses, Velociraptors, and long necks.
So Godzilla,
I
Mothra.
can't-
Okay, technically, it's not long necks. That's nowhere near the
Brachiosaurus?
Yes, the Brachiosaurus or the Brontosaurus.
Or even the Tachyosaurus. They're all
Yeah.
the fucking same fucking...
But yeah.
Littlefoot.
Bunch of fucking
Don't you
Rosses
dare
in
bring
here.
her into it. Don't you dare.
Littlefoot was a boy,
But
thank
here-
you.
No,
Here's my
Littlefoot-
thing.
I think Littlefoot
You know
was
what?
actually a girl, wasn't it?
No?
No, Littlefoot was a boy.
Littlefoot was a boy.
Was it?
It was played by a girl. The actor was a girl.
I'm also
But-
Spartan
Like
Simpson.
Goku.
Yeah. But yeah, Goku's technically played by a
Yeah.
chick in the Japanese. But
Is
anyway,
it technically or?
the English version is Sean Schemmel. And then the
Jap
Japanese,
version.
I don't know her name. It's like Yasha or something or another. I don't know. But it's like, okay, you're talking about the Japanese bringing back dinosaurs. You know what? T-Rex, scary, but you know they're not the brightest things on the planet. They were proven to be stupid.
Hold on, real quick. I like that. Her name was. Okay, I don't know. And we all started laughing. Okay, first and foremost, fuck all of y'all. I'm going to start talking about this again.
You got scientists actually reproducing dinosaurs. Well, here's the thing. T-Rex is proven not to be the smartest dinosaur on the planet, you know, in existence. It was considered one of the stupidest. Fine, we can take that down if we have to. You can. We have
This
missiles.
coming
They'll
from the
work.
guy that would rather fight the fucking shark.
Yeah, all day.
Fair point.
But
Did
you're
you get
gonna
that
fucking make velociraptors.
Yeah.
Considered the smartest animal to ever exist outside of human beings and dolphins.
Human beings are not that smart.
No, we're not. But they are considered one of the smartest animals to ever exist.
That's because we're the ones considering.
Yeah, that's true too. Got a point. Can't argue
Yeah,
with you.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. The first time I read about that was like a Japanese scientist found out how to clone dinosaurs, and I was like, nope.
Well, I mean,
This is how we die.
it's been proven that
I've seen all 3 of these movies.
they've already
I've seen all
cloned.
5 of these fucking
Yeah,
movies
yeah.
at this point.
Sadly, it's been proven they've already cloned dogs, horses, birds, and
Oh,
all
yeah.
this other shit.
And they can recreate most of the human cells now.
Yeah.
In a body.
And they've
Real quick, quiz. What was the first animal that they cloned?
I know.
a cat.
No.
It
What's
was a sheep. Her
No.
name was Dolly.
Yep.
I thought it was a chicken, but yeah. Because the first one I ever read was a chicken.
And then I remember when that shit was happening. Like,
And it became
Yeah.
it
like
was a very,
Well,
very,
Dude,
actually-
it was
It's
a
not a big
big deal. It
How
was
long
a
did it
big
live?
deal.
Actually, the
It-
I
first
think it lived like
Yeah, it lived a
almost-
full lifespan.
the first animal that I actually read that they cloned was a little Yorkie that this woman lost, and she had like the fur of it.
God, Jesus,
so they
how rich are you?
no.
Millions
Like,
of
we need to
dollars.
clone my Yorkie that I lost. Like,
Yeah, right.
all right, that.
And
no.
then no, she took it into these high end tech, scientists, and they like. But I guess before they did the sheep, they actually cloned her Yorkie.
No, the sheep was actually the first one because its cells were the closest to like human DNA outside of a pig.
Oh,
For some
but
reason
what I
we're
was
not
trying
on.
to
Not
say.
that they could probably hear me very well, but I know for a
No.
fact
We're not-
that they
Maybe it's
cloned
just
a
'cause
fucking
I'm still
chicken
watching.
and it became this angry, rampant chicken that
Oh,
wiped
so
out the
I'm
entire fucking nest they had. It
Well-
ate them all. Like, motherfucker, chickens don't eat meat.
Back to earlier about the weird, creepy shit. Ghosts.
You are just all over the fucking place today.
Well, I was trying to
At least
talk
she's
earlier.
talking.
I was trying to talk earlier, but he interrupted me
Sorry.
like 4 or 5 times. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna let him talk.
I'm not used to you talking much. That's my whole thing with this, to be fair.
See, she was trying to get her sentence out before he got back. Come on.
But no, when I first met him, like the movie that I was watching, it was like the Ouija movie,
Yeah.
and after that, like I always talk about weird shit around him, and he goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Because like when we're just laying in there at night, like I'll just talk about weird shit, like scary haunted houses and stuff, and he's like, no,
See,
just
I've always
stop.
said I'm a firm
Some shit has
believer.
happened though here.
I'm the firm believer in all this shit. I choose to ignore it because ignoring it and not fucking with it leaves you alone. If you don't piss it off, it ain't gonna fucking come after you.
I'm sorry, I was laughing at 2 different instances. The first one was when you put the flavor packet in there, you were like, oh yeah.
They look disappointed.
You poured it in there, and you were like, well, that's not right.
That's because all I saw was like the blueberry or
Yeah.
no, the acai,
Yeah, the Akai.
and I thought it was the fucking blackberry one, so I just picked it up and brought it over
he
here.
goes, "Oh, disappointment."
Yeah.
No, and when I poured it, it turned like purple. I was like, it's supposed to be like black and
Yeah.
brown.
So
Oh, that
shit.
sounds better.
Are you awake,
It doesn't
Sleeping
taste enough
Beauty?
like dirt. But then when she started talking about that, the look on your face was like, I swear to fucking God, I'm not doing this shit again.
Well, okay, so when I lived in Waco, my ex, she was a huge believer in this shit too. So as a joke, I went and bought a sealed Ouija board in a
Nope.
box. It had never been
Nope.
opened.
You know my rules on that.
From Barnes and Noble, or
No,
No,
it
from
was
Toys
from
R Us.
It was from Toys R Us.
because they sell them there.
Yeah.
They sell them at
Giant
Toys R Us
tell
too.
people too, like,
Or
oh,
they,
buy
I'm sorry, they
McDonald's, or-
sold them at Toys R Us, but it was made by
which
Hasbro,
guy
and
is
it was
it?
called My First Ouija Board.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was completely sealed. And I brought it home and I put it up on the fucking on the shelf. And she came
Like
in.
an elf?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. I put it on the shelf like an
Me,
elf.
that
But
See, I never
And
want to play shelf on it or elf on a shelf. I want to play Stormtrooper on the pooper.
Well, after he bought it, like when I went and hung out with him and his ex in the bedroom, like I spotted it the first minute I walked in, and I looked at him straight, like dead face, and I go, "Can I play with it?" And he goes, "What?"
Name your sex tape.
And I looked, and I looked at him. I was like, "Can I?"
And this is why you're pregnant.
this is why we dropped $500 at Target today. And another $600 on your.
At least you were
Fucking-
able to buy milk.
Shh. Anyway. No, I have this thing now where.
Don't do it.
No?
Nope.
Can I even bring it up?
We are marked as explicit. Even our crowd is not ready for that.
I want to, but okay, no. Anyway. Yeah, so you want to continue with the Ouija board story? Sports card.
Gee, whatever could he mean? He coded it so well, but
Right?
I'm just confused over here.
I wasn't going to say any more than that either. Context is up to
That
you
was the
guys.
whole story.
No, but then like the next time we
Then
went
my
out.
eyes started burning. Oh, anyways.
No, and then the next time we went out there, like I asked him and his ex, I was like, "Can I take it outside and can I like use it?" And he goes,
Name your sex tape.
"No."
Fuck that. I bought it as a joke. I'm not ever opening the motherfucker. And when I moved, I fucking stowed it away in my ex's shit. And I'm sure she found it at one point or another.
Well,
Because she was terrified of that motherfucker. So what I did is right before I moved to San Antonio from Waco, is she had packed all her shit in a box. I opened the Ouija board, I laid it out, and I set it to something, and I closed it, and I left. But I'm pretty sure the day she opened that, she freaked the fuck out that it was open.
Nope.
And the whole time I'm opening this thing, I'm like, please, spirits, I'm not actually doing this to summon anything. I'm just pulling a prank. If you want to haunt anybody, you can haunt the person that
Yeah,
I'm
that's
giving
what
this
they
to.
love. Part of your prank.
Yeah,
Right.
haunt this person. She deserves
I'm
it.
sure they're bored.
Right?
They have nothing
What
to
is
do.
a Ouija board?
they're
But the
fun.
fact that I
Or
could find it
maybe
at
they were
Toys R
Ouija
Us
bored.
in the kids section, and it was literally called My First Ouija Board.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's one of those what the fuck moments.
Yeah.
And I was there to buy my son a fucking birthday present. I just happened to be walking down the fucking game aisle, and at board game aisle, and I looked over, and I was like, Dragon Ball Z Monopoly, I want that. And then right next to it is fucking My First Ouija Board. I'm like,
That's one of those where you walk by it and you see it and you stop like, motherfucker, did I?
yeah, that's
You
one of
look
those
back
where
and
it's
it's like, oh hell no.
that's one of those where it caught the corner of my eye. Like it was the Ouija board that caught the corner of my eye. And then when I turned around, I was like, I looked and I saw the Dragon Ball Z Monopoly, and then no joke, right next to it said My First Ouija Board. I'm like,
So you didn't grab the Dragon Ball Z Monopoly?
no, it was $140.
God.
How much was the Rick and Morty one?
Like $50.
Well, okay,
my
so
Street
there's
Fighter one was 30.
there's two versions of the Dragon Ball Z Monopoly though. The one that Toys R Us sold was the gold figures where
What's
they were Super
what's
Saiyan.
Boardwalk at Barclays on those?
Capsule Corp and I know Capsule Corp is Boardwalk. Park Place, I believe, is Mr. Satan's Arena, something like
I
that.
asked the question and then I realized right after I asked it I wouldn't know what he meant. when
Yeah, I
he
don't know.
answered.
I don't know where the second one was.
Yeah, you won't until you get through the Cell Saga, and you'll hate the.
Yeah, I just met Cell. So,
Yeah.
he just transformed too, actually.
Are you watching the original still?
I'm watching. Yeah, I guess the original, right?
Okay.
Not Kai. So,
I was talking about abridged,
Yeah.
but
You really need to watch Abridged.
I don't know.
I didn't ask to be born, dads. Or what was the clip I showed you earlier? Or a complete failure of fatherhood that is Vegeta.
Right?
You want to come up here and say that?
I am
I'm
ahead. Then quit while you are one.
They give Vegeta so much shit in there about being a bad father.
I fucking love that show.
But
I don't know. Right now, fucking Goku's training inside the fucking
hyperbolic time chamber. Oh, dude.
So it's almost like unethical, right?
Hold
right
on.
now,
I just want to bring this up. You can ask Bash anything, and he will sit there and ponder it for like days. Like, oh, what is it? What is it? Like, and then he can't figure out. He looks up, but Dragon Ball is like, boom.
He's like, ooh, kid in a candy store.
So many
Yeah.
people died while he was just fucking munching out.
Oh yeah. That's a thing.
Okay, so there is a scene in the next chapter where literally everyone on the planet dies because they're training
Yeah. I mean,
instead of taking care of the problem or defending it.
Yeah.
They literally let the entire planet get murdered as a way to buy time so they could train longer.
Yeah. Oh, we'll just wish them all back. It's not a
Yeah,
big
that's the whole. That's where. So that's the huge thing between Dragon Ball and Z, is the fact that in Dragon Ball Goku fought to protect everybody.
Mm-hmm.
In Z, he's like, they'll die, I'll wish them back. It's fine.
yeah, unless it's Tien. Unless it's Tien.
Yeah.
It's like, I like
Tien,
yeah,
Chaozu,
yeah.
Krillin.
If it's
Fuck-
Piccolo, fuck Piccolo.
If
but-
Krillin dies, I mean Goku goes Super Saiyan apparently.
Yeah.
But fuck it, Piccolo got a hole through the chest, and Goku just went, huh?
Yeah, I thought that was so much.
Krillin
bullshit
gets
because
exploded.
He gave fucking Gohan shit for wanting to leave, and then as soon as Tien's about to die, like he just fucking pounces on.
Yeah,
that
he's
shit.
like, oh, dude, wait till you see the abridged scene of that. He's like, there's no way I can get there and get back in time.
Pop.
And it just sits there for a second, and he goes, pop. Now, did he just remember he could do that? Your father's an idiot.
Yeah, it's
Is that really how it goes?
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you're talking about the hyperbolic time chamber or the hypertamic lime chamber. That's an abridged thing too. Goku can't pronounce hyperbolic time chamber, so he calls it the room of space and time. And then in the abridged series, they mock it so bad. He's like the hyper lion time chamber or lime chamber. That one was on purpose, maybe. Bitch, you're lucky you're endearing. I know.
I thought it was cool how Piccolo fused with Kami already.
Yep.
I'm pretty much right there, like at that.
You're about to get to the best fucking scene in the entire arc you're in right now until Gohan transforms.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't.
Is it?
Don't,
Does it deal
don't.
with Vegeta?
He did it.
Huh?
Does it deal with
How you
Vegeta?
been?
No.
This is the one that got sick?
No. I'm talking about Gohan. Like, you're about to see Gohan. Like,
Because like, aren't they supposed to be in there for like a week or something? Like
they're in there for
that?
one day.
Yeah, one day.
The entire arc that you're watching right now, them training in the chamber, is 24 hours. One day in the real world equals 1 year in the chamber.
Yeah.
Or if you're fucking Vegeta and stay in there for 2 weeks and fucking half go insane, apparently. It still didn't get any stronger.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I feel so bad because y'all talk about all this, and then when it comes to like creepy, weird shit in animals and like extinct animals, I'm really talkative. But when it comes to anime, I'm like, nah, just not.
Alright, so to come from full circle on this whole thing, what's the real story behind the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Was it really like a family?
Yeah.
That I don't know. Like I
It
don't know a lot
was-
about it.
It was a mom, a dad, and the son who was born with a messed up face.
Deformed.
And so what he would do is kill people, cut their face off, put it over. That's why they called him Leatherface. And his parents would make. They actually won chili awards for best chili in the state by cooking the people he killed and serving it to the people of Texas.
Oh my god.
Yep.
It's basically Pozole.
The real story.
Oh,
As
that,
long as it
Thanks,
doesn't
I
have
actually liked
fucking-
Pozole. Now you're gonna make me look at it when I'm about to eat it and be like,
As long as it doesn't have.
well, they say the reason that
Pineapple,
Pozole is
What
made
is
with
it?
pork is because the Aztecs discovered that that's the animal that tastes most like human.
Well, I
I
bet
have heard that.
what is it? Na, 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 na. I made you eat your parents.
Yeah.
Fucking South Park.
Oh man, that episode's fucked up.
Yeah. It is.
Holy shit, dude. Remind me not to piss him off.
Well, I bet y'all didn't know this. Recently, they have discovered that a lot of meat markets are now killing people and using human flesh in hamburger meat.
And it tastes just as good.
Or what is that? Hayden was giving me so much shit when we play Conan because I picked the god that lets you eat human flesh and survive. And I was like, in the real world, dude, I would kill a human and eat him in a heartbeat if there was no food.
Plane barely crashed. You can see the city right,
Right.
there. He's all cooking people at the back.
Right.
Hey, you don't know how long we're gonna be here.
No, see, if I see a city, I mean,
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna go there for the seasonings and the ingredients,
Right.
not for the meat. I have the
Like,
meat
but
at
that's a
home.
human person. The plane is on fire. I can cook it.
Nobody's
It's a
gonna
waste.
know
they died in a plane crash.
Right.
the secrets in the sauce.
Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. Right. Well, shit. You want to call it there?
It's been an hour and 15, so yeah, just about.
Yeah.
We didn't want to do a 2-hour one, so.
Yeah.
And now we're just gonna start talking about Dragon Ball again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been waiting forever since that one episode where he said I've never seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z. I was like,
Oh, well, you will
I'm
not
just
believe what I have in store for you.
as I leaned across the
Where did you
table.
get that hat?
Right.
I hate that fucking hat. Sword Art Online.
You know how you can always tell if he's played video games all day and all night? When he gets, like, when he comes in the room, he has a little...
Oh
His
yeah.
hair!
Yeah,
And-
I've noticed that. Like the headset that you wear, whenever you take it off, you have like a perfect crease across your fucking hair.
I was about to say I shouldn't have a crease in my hair right now because I haven't done anything
No,
all day.
but the only thing that made me think of that is Brandon's hair.
Oh, is it
Like,
all
I could
creepy?
imagine, like, if he's, like, gaming, and then he's, like, after he's done gaming for, like, hours upon hours,
Mhm.
like, he just has that perfect crease
Right.
through his
How
hair.
would you wear a headset?
It would just probably go back.
I'd probably just wear that buds. Do a whole set.
I was gonna say today I haven't gotten a chance to sit down and play anything because we worked on the car this morning.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Target and lunch. We set up all the baby stuff, and then the cat was throwing up and not doing shit. And we spent the rest of the time sitting in front of the animal hospital.
Remind me again to never take Ray shopping.
Hey, I've warned you.
I mean, I enjoy
To
her.
be fair, she was pretty helpful with the car seat because neither one of us could really get on the floor and read the damn label down there because at Target they put the label like
Yeah.
this far from the freaking floor and it's like that big and it's like, and then you have to climb all the way down there to just fucking read. I'm like, Ray, can you tell me what that says?
No, the best part was, fucking, I was in here watching My Hero, and Ray comes in like, Dad, they need your help. Okay, with what? They can't figure out how to put the car seat in. Ash is out there, Bash is out there, and
I
Blue's
was
out
not.
there. And I was like, Jesus Christ, these people have had kids.
But all I did,
I
that.
was-
No, didn't I do that? Like when I walked in the house?
Yeah,
I
you,
wasn't out
I
there.
walked
I
by and I
was-
took off the car seat because she couldn't figure out how to get the car seat off of the base.
Okay, let me ask a question with the car seat.
Or
Did
was
you
it a different
seatbelt or did you hook?
No.
seatbelt because there's no hook things.
The
You
hook-
do, it's just right in the middle.
No, our car
Yeah.
doesn't have the
No.
loopholes for the hooks.
No, because the hook is only made for vans and
SUVs.
SUVs.
Okay.
No, I've had a car that did that.
I don't know.
I haven't.
I-
It was a Honda.
Well, the thing is that
But it was right in the middle. There's two hooks.
that part for the back seat, it actually lifts and comes out.
No, then it's probably under
And
there. if
it
you
was
have one.
loose for a long time, so when I put it back in, I might have set it on top
Yeah,
of the
you,
hook.
Yes.
yeah, I've done that.
So,
Yeah.
but
That is
I
okay.
couldn't get it to click in, and then finally I lifted up the back part and pushed in, and it clicked. And I was like, I'm leaving it. That's why the seat kind of sits like that in the back.
Yeah, you're probably.
I'm probably
over it
sitting
then.
on the hooks. So
Yeah. But-
because, and then after that's when I discovered like a few days later is when Hayden lost his ID and his PlayStation remote in the car, and I'm pretty sure
That's
fell
it. Tomorrow
under
we're
the seat.
taking that seat out.
I wanted
Fourth
to do
week
it
in a row
today.
we've talked about
Yeah.
this.
I wanted
I'm
to do it
Why does it
today.
smell
invested
like a
in it now.
candle?
Huh?
It smells like someone just blew out a candle.
It's probably that
Oh.
makeshift
Oh.
ashtray over there.
Yeah, because I've been smelling that too. I was like, it smells really good, but we don't.
We don't
Okay,
burn
so you're
candles.
using-
Am I
you're
having a
using my
stroke
old-
again?
No, he's using my old candle
Yeah.
as a fucking
The
ashtray. okay.
coconut,
Yeah, I just
passion
emptied
fruit.
it out.
Huh?
I emptied it out.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, I pretty much used it, and then ended up getting a vape and juice and everything. I was like, think, set it to the side, and I hadn't touched it since. It's like, I don't need this anymore. I got my
Yeah.
shit back.
It can't just fire and it just makes the room smell better. Be like, I don't think that's how that's
The wax
supposed to
is
work.
melting. All right, so yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Well, guys, as always, thanks for joining us. It's interesting.
I know we're Discount Gaming. We rarely ever talk about gaming anymore. By the way, free games for June for PlayStation:
Oh,
Battlefront 2
yeah.
and Call of Duty: World at War 2.
Battlefront 2 is not confirmed.
No, it just got confirmed. I got an alert from PlayStation.
They're already talking about changing it
God damn it!
because they're talking about changing that one and then for this month putting a third. They're talking about putting Spider-Man.
No,
Spider-Man
I already
for
own
free?
Spider-Man.
I don't.
I do.
Fucking Renee just bought it too.
I already own it. I wanted Battlefront 2 because I want to do space fights. God damn, if they don't do it, I'm gonna just buy the damn thing.
It's like
I've been
little
waiting because it was
characters.
rumored all month, and so that's why I hadn't bought it yet. It was on sale for like $7 or $8.
Mm.
I don't want to hear it. I just spent all day at Target.
Anywho, this has been Discount Gaming.
Before we get into the debate
Yeah.
of car seats again.
As always, guys, I'm Iron Business 01.
Mortimer Smith.
Mr. Blue No Damn
A collie.
Chaotic Bash.
As always,
Look, I
take
can
care.
actually do the wave at the camera this time.
Yeah, it's
Man, look how
awesome.
white your hand is. Too.
Right? Look at this. What the hell? I don't like it.
Barely noticing.
No, I looked over the camera and now I could just see it.
I was like, Goku's looking a little bow-legged there.
Like, I knew I was getting this, but as soon as I looked at the camera, I was like, oh my god, I really
It's
want
alright. You've
that.
only looked like that for the past hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Apparently, I look like that on every recording. I just don't look at my like in here. I can't see it as well as like watching the screen right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
guys,
really behind too, man.
Take care of each other, love each other, help one another.
Be good humans.
I don't know where we're at.
I don't know what.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Oh.
Bubba.